Hello and a very warm welcome to all our listeners to yet another belligerently inspiring and insightful episode of LUBM Smart Talks by Lincoln University of Business Management. My name is Aman Iqbal Ibrahim and I'll be your host for today's episode. The banking industry has seen its fair share of transformation over the years, from the days of traditional brick-and-mortar banks to the digital age we find ourselves in today. But what's driving these changes? And how can we unlock the incredible growth potential within the sector? Whether you're a finance enthusiast, a banking professional, or simply just curious about the forces shaping our financial world, you're in for a treat. So fasten your seatbelts, folks, because we're about to embark on a journey with today's episode, unlocking the growth in the banking industry with none other than Mr. Mohammed Abbas. With over 17 years of diverse experience in multinational and governmental corporations, both within and outside Egypt, Mr. Abbas's professional journey has been nothing short of remarkable. Currently holding a leadership role in the HR department of a prominent bank in the MENA region, he has been a driving force behind numerous successful projects related to human capital. But Mohammed's passion goes beyond his illustrious career. He is deeply committed to career coaching and enhancing organizational effectiveness, working with both individuals and corporate entities. In the MENA region, he stands out as a career influencer, captivating a devoted following on social media, particularly LinkedIn, using his renowned brand, #Meshwar. A very warm welcome to our episode today, sir.
Thank you very much for the great introduction, Mali, and I'm very, very happy for having you here, for having me here, and looking forward for a fruitful podcast.
Absolutely, sir. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
So let's just go into the depth of the podcast. The very first question that we have, what are the latest trends happening now in the banking industry?
Actually, it's a very, very important question for anyone who is interested in the banking industry. They need to understand that banking industry is one of the most crucial industry field inside the MENA region. And if we are talking about UAE in particular, frankly speaking, there is a huge, tremendous changes happened at the last 2-3 years, especially after COVID-19. And being one of those guys who joined the banking industry at the last 15 years, I can tell you that a dramatic shift, 180 degrees, happen inside the business and the operation inside the banking industry. And for anyone who would be very much interested to join or to flourish their career path and growth inside the banking industry, they need to be very, very agile and adaptive for the dramatic changes happen inside the banking. So if we will gonna talk in a broadband, I can tell you that digital transformation now is one of the most crucial arms that most of the banks now are working heavily in order to grasp more new to bank from customers or maintaining the current existing portfolio and to keep them satisfied with their services. So they are trying to collaborate with fintechs, startups, and many, many other small companies who have a certain unique services. And they start to enlarge the portfolio of services to provide their customers with a unique experience. And moving forward regarding the regulations, the risk assessment, now artificial intelligence and machine learning, surprisingly now is embedded heavily in our systems in order to assess our risks as well to guide our seniors for a better decision making. Moving forward towards the mobile banking, you can see anyone now would love to deal with a bank without visiting the branch. There is a lot of services and dramatic shifts happened inside this industry. And I'm pretty quite sure that if there is anyone would be very much interested to continue in the banking industry, they need to sharpen their skills, whatever was technical or non-technical, in order to be adaptive for this competitive industry. So this is in a broad line. I don't want to dig deeply in details. However, one more final thing. As I mentioned in my talk, agility has become one of the most crucial and important skill that needs to be inherited in our DNA as bankers, or even if you are undergraduate and you are looking to join the banking industry. So it become a science now, and you need to adapt with emotional intelligence on the interpersonal part as well. It's very, very important. So we will gonna talk about this more and more.
Absolutely.
And I think that we will gonna shed light on the most crucial technical and non-technical skills that could be inherited in our DNA and skills in order to adapt to join the banking industry or to maintain our career path and growth inside the banking industry.
Very true. Thank you, sir. That's immensely insightful.
Thank you.
You had said, with respect to certain skills and soft skills as well as emotional intelligence that the incoming growth of bankers would need to have.
True.
Along with that, I think, of course, it's very important for them to set clear goals. And how would you recommend that people go about setting clear goals? How do we set clear goals?
Okay. There is a lot of challenges in picking the right talents to join the banking industry, and being one of those guys who joined the human resources career at the last 14, 15 years inside the banking. I had went through a lot of interviews with very, very potential candidates from bachelor degree, or maybe they have been graduated from related topics like economics, business administration, and many other topics, banking and finance even. However, when we are meeting them in our interviews, we are not only focused about the technical part. What we are looking for is the potentiality to join our bank and how they match with our values. And this is really, really important. We are not looking for a short-term step, and we are not looking on our feet. We are looking on the long run, how this candidate would be potential for a better career path and growth. So coming back to your question, if there is anyone planning in his career to join the banking industry, he or she needs to be very well prepared when it comes to the new trends of skills inside the banking industry in 2023 and maybe more. Within the upcoming 4 or 5 years, you will gonna witness a lot of jobs will be released, will be vanished. There is no more tellers. There is no more... there is many jobs, actually. I don't want to name certain jobs, but I'm gonna give you one single example about being a teller inside a branch. This job, by time, while we are witnessing a huge change in the banking industry when it comes to digital transformation and embedding a lot of our artificial intelligence, now you can use a very simple machine at the entrance of the branch, and you can do your checks, bring your money, do deposits, withdrawals, without any interaction with a human being. So people who are working such a job or looking for work in such a job, they need to enhance their technical capabilities as well their interpersonal skills while witnessing a huge change in this field. So looking after the new skills, can you imagine? We recently, at the last 2-3 years, we start to hire UI, UX developer and designers. We start to hire Scrum Masters. We start to hire many jobs were recently added to our portfolio as a bankers. And while we are witnessing this dramatic change, we are expecting as well that our candidates who will gonna join any kind of interviews, they are ready. They are not waiting for the opportunity and then they start to develop their capabilities. No, we are expecting that they are ready.
They're coming already ready with all the skills.
Exactly. So setting career goals is very, very important. I would highly advise, in order to summarize this important question, if we can say 3 things are very, very important to focus on in your career planning. Enhance your knowledge, enhance your skills, whatever was technical or non-technical, and try to identify yourself more. Check inside you. What's your passion? What you are looking for? What is your dream? Within the long run, if you draw your dreams and your passion, will gonna drive you. The short steps, which is the actions or the tactics to reach your dream, will gonna drive you through your journey. And never being afraid to take wrong decisions, and never expect to start big from the first year.
Absolutely.
Definitely, you have to start small. You need to try different types of jobs, because people, they thought, or I'm thinking that this job will gonna fit me. But unfortunately, after time, they start to find another passion towards another job. So you need to try and practice in your current existing opportunities. And then by time, you will gonna find the suitable job that fits your passion and fits your motives. And that motive will gonna drive you to your ultimate career path and cross.
Absolutely, sir. And as you'd said about, having your own, you just mentioned, it's people nowadays, they are coming already ready with all the skills and all the talents that they need, and then they're going for the interview. It's not like they're doing the interview and then taking all the new skills.
Exactly.
So in that case, from an L&D point of view.
And Mali, actually, this is the differentiation between different types of people.
Yes.
Yani when we are trying to differentiate undergraduates, which is most of them have the same experience. So how we differentiate the capabilities between one to another is how we see this candidate, how he or she work on themselves. They join internships, they go work for free, and they join the summer activities in their schools or universities. They enhance their language skills. They are familiar with what we are looking for. So if I'm looking for, as an example, someone to join my branch, I'm expecting that they have the minimal knowledge of what is done, what's happening inside a bank branch, how we would serve our customers, what are the different types of jobs. Did he read any kind of job description related to the different type of jobs inside the banks? And these informations are available. With no more a chance that nobody will gonna come and tell me, no, I'm very, very sorry, I didn't check, I didn't went through. No, internet is everywhere. So definitely there is a great chance for anyone to enhance his knowledge and awareness about banking and what's happening inside.
So from an L&D perspective, like you said, if someone's aiming for a career in banking as such, what would your advice be, especially as head of HR? And with respect to recruitment and all, what are the main things that you look for in a candidate, like specifically when it comes to L&D?
Frankly speaking, since I have been assigned for the role of the head of HR, yet I'm really, really passionate towards L&D and helping others to achieve their dreams. So I had went through a lot of experience when it comes to designing different types of journeys. To equip our employees and our colleagues with what is needed to achieve their dreams and their career path and growth. And if you would tell me, I have designed a formula for those potential calibers who are looking to join the banking industry, and it contains a huge list of skills, whatever was technical or non-technical. But I would like to highlight about the main core things in both areas. If we would gonna start with the technical part, I would say digital literacy. Digital and technological literacy is very, very important now. Very, very, very important. You need to understand what's happening. What are the new trends happening inside the banking, and how very, very advanced countries like United Arab Emirates and Egypt as well, where the country I came and born from, how they really were very, very adapting to the new norms after COVID-19. And how the fintechs now is collaborating in a new form with the banks in order to have a kind of an ecosystem for the banking industry. They are trying to enhance or advance the banking industry into a complete service place that could provide for its customers. And now from bank to another, definitely there is a lot of competition in order to enhance the customer experience and so on and so forth.
True.
The second thing is the awareness with the regulations, because it's very, very important. Governance and regulations, compliance with banking regulations as per the central bank, whatever was in UAE or any other country, is very, very important. You need to be very, very aware about the new updates happening in this field. Info security.
Oh, yes.
It's very, very important now, and data privacy is very, very important now, especially after the huge advancement in the technological interference inside the banking industry. Moving forward with a lot of things, that how you lead yourself and the others, how you prepare yourself. So someone maybe would ask me, if I'm a junior, why should I take care about taking decisions? No, you need to lead yourself.
Exactly.
Taking the right decisions in the right time is very, very important. So you need to educate yourself how to take decisions and how to be matured enough when you are facing certain challenges, and how you are adaptive to any kind of change, because adaptability is a very, very important thing inside the banking industry. You need to be adapted and very flexible for the huge changes happening every single month almost.
Absolutely.
If we were gonna go for the interpersonal part, I would say a lot of skills that we are very familiar with: communication skills, time management, problem solving, analytical thinking, creativity and innovation now is one of the most important skills that we are looking for. And we are doing a lot of tests to identify who are those people who are creative in different areas. So they would gonna give us more insights and more ideas about how we solve certain problems, how to improve the customer. And above all of this, customer centricity and customer excellency is one of the most important skills. Now the customer need financial advisors.
Absolutely.
They are not looking for RMs. They are not looking for people who want just to close the sales call and run away. It's not a hit and run. It's all about how you build rapport with your customers. So I don't want to talk too much, but I'm trying to summarize as much as I can what are the needed skills for the time being. And I was very, very lucky that I joined a lot of journeys when it comes to identifying talents and developing potential successors for our leaders inside different banks that I used to work at the last 10 years. And it gives me a great insight that the main core pillar for identifying a potential talent or a successor, it relies on those three things, the triangle as we call it: the knowledge, the skills, and the abilities. Absolutely. We call it in abbreviation KSA, knowledge, skills, abilities. So sometimes we add some other factors like the passion, how those guys are loyal to my brand, how we would invest in them, and it pays off. It pays off. Any kind of organization, not only about the banking industry, they really do care about identifying their talents and retaining them and build for them a crystal clear learning paths with a potential career path and growth. I'm pretty quite sure that this organization, way or another, will gonna reach their strategic goals, because this emphasize on how they do care about the human assets.
Absolutely.
And the human assets is one of the most successful factors that you can control it.
True.
There's a lot of things inside the business that you cannot control. It all depends about external factors. Human being is one of the most important factors that you can control and work and invest on it.
Very true. Thank you for that. Absolutely. The KSA, knowledge, skills, and abilities, as well as you had said, digital technological literacy, governance, compliance, and of course the soft skills emotional intelligence, all these skills that the people have. I'm pretty sure our listeners will be thanking you for giving all those specific
You're most welcome.
points of advice. What are the skills set needed to join the banking industry now in 2024? As you'd said, lots of changes are happening. It's digital. So in that sense, what extra skills would you recommend?
Frankly speaking, as we said, I don't want to repeat my talks about this, but there is a lot of mandatory skills now what we are looking for. And if I would say that if we were gonna focus about 3 things here and 3 things here from technical and non-technical part, I would start with the interpersonal part, because hard skills is very easy to be educated. Yes. And the candidates, once they joined our hubs or any kind of organization, actually, I'm expecting there is a kind of an onboarding. They will gonna equip them with everything that needed to enhance their technical capabilities. And even if not, by time and by practice, they will gonna start to learn how they get their job done correctly. Sure. But if the candidate don't have a kind of emotional intelligence, and this is one of the most important and crucial skills I can say in my life and in my practical experience, that we need to enhance in our capabilities. It's something that it's all about how you understand the other's feelings. Exactly. It's all about how I understand myself and my inner feelings, and how I understand others' feelings. Agility is one of the most important things now when it comes to adapting to change and being flexible and so on and so forth. And the third thing is communication skills. Sure. I can say these are the main mandatory things that if we are talking about certain mandatory that we cannot hide, we cannot hire someone without. And there is many, many more. I don't want to exclusive.
It's very when you mentioned agility, because your profile shows the amount of agility that you've been able to show across your entire life. And with that, I just need to ask you with this question, that based on on your journey, is there any point in time or any story that you can give us or our listeners which you feel would inspire us?
Yeah, it's a funny story actually. But let me finish this part. Absolutely. Regarding the technical part, because I don't want to miss. Absolutely. Banking and finance is not only about a certain bachelor degree that you can go for it. Now inside the media and inside the social media and internet, there is a lot of documents and a lot of articles, and attending webinars and attending online podcasts like this, and many, many other resources that you can gain a lot of informations that would make you fully equipped. What is required as a junior level? We are not expecting from a junior who recently graduated from a university, whatever was related to banking or non-banking, it all depends about the job. True. We are not expecting that he will gonna come for us with a master degree. But we are expecting, when we are asking him about certain things related to banking industry or the basics of accounting and finance, we are expecting that he will gonna be fully equipped. Absolutely. The second thing is, again, I'm highlighting about the digital literacy. Digital literacy now is not become, it is not an option. And I'm pretty quite sure that LUBM is one of the universities now that is fully embedded in its curriculums with something that related to these topics, because it's really, really important now to be fully equipped while answering certain questions inside the interview, and you are applying for a job like Scrum Master, as an example. Of course, if you are not familiar with the digital literacy, for sure, it will not gonna fly. True. The third thing, and this is one of the most important technical capabilities that we are looking for, that this profile could be adapted for different types of jobs in the future. True. So resilience at your current stage and being agile to reformulate your profile into different jobs is very important.
True.
And this is the inspiring story that you are looking for.
Please do.
I can tell you that this guy, I'm not gonna forget him in my life. He was a young engineer in one of the banks that I used to work at the last 7 years. And he was very, very passionate about his job. He's been graduated from engineering university, and he's a pure engineer. And we were about to start our talent management program. It was one of the most unique programs that our organization at this time was taking about in order to identifying the potential talents. And I got surprised when this guy, he came to my office and he asked me, Mohammed, can I join this program? I told him, actually, we are a bank and we are focusing about the main core divisions or departments that we do care about finance, we do care about retail, we do care about corporate banking and so on and so forth. Engineering is a very, very important division or department for us. However, we are focusing about the business revenue generating. And I was wrong, frankly speaking. He was insisting and he said, okay, I can pay for the assessment, the same assessment that will gonna happen for my colleagues from different departments related to the business units. I will gonna pay for this assessment, but I'm very, very much interested. Actually, after we got an exceptional approval to let him join, he applied for the assessment. He became like the third rank among a huge list of 45 people. I'm talking here about the resilience. I'm talking here about the passion.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And he got ranked from the first top 5. He was the third one, I still remember. I still remember even his name, but I don't want to say his name on public. And when was the list of asking those candidates about the preferred locations that they would like to continue their career path and growth inside the bank, he chose one of the most unique divisions in the banking industry, which is corporate finance, which is completely far and completely different about his current job and his studies. And when I asked him why you are doing this in your career, he told me I have passion for finance and I'm always sitting with my friends and colleagues from banking industry and I'm really passionate to join this career. Long story short, I don't want to tell you what we have done with this guy, but I can tell you now this guy is one of the top, very well-known heads in the corporate finance. And he's an engineer.
Wow.
He was an engineer and he shifted his mind and he shifted his career 180 degrees. So nothing is far from anyone. And you can start small. Yes, you can start very small in your career. But the moment you set, as you asked me about career goals and how to set my career steps, as soon as you are organized, planned, and you are not feeling embarrassed to practice. It's a very, very important word in our world inside the banking. Practice makes perfect. Absolutely. And as far as you are very inspired with your journey and you believe in your capabilities, God will send you the people who will gonna help you to flourish your career path and growth inside the banking industry. And I had went through a lot of stories actually. I'm not a banker. And I didn't came from a bachelor degree related to banking and finance. And I used to work different types of jobs out of the banking industry. However, when I look to my role models and those mentors who guided me earlier, and God sometimes gives me failure stories in my life. And that's why I called my single baby startup as Meshwar, because it's a Meshwar in Arabic means, in English means the journey.
Yes.
And here I am. I'm trying to learn and practice wrong decisions even in my life. So nothing far from God. God always monitoring every single one and see how the people are really hard worker and how they pitch for their own career path and growth.
Absolutely. And thank you for sharing this story with us. anything is possible as long as
Exactly.
you have the resilience and the tenacity to go for it. And God will help you
Exactly.
get there. And as you mentioned about Meshwar, what's next for Meshwar in your opinion?
Meshwar is a very, very old dream. Actually, I started this initiative almost like 3-4 years ago, and it was a very, very simple initiative that I launched over my LinkedIn page. And surprisingly, I started to receive a lot of questions, and a lot of people are asking, what shall we do, how we shall go, and so on and so forth. So since I reached this level of maturity and professionalism in my career, and since that there is a lot of people helping me in my journey, I start to decide to pay back for anyone who would love or who would seek help. And that's why I create Meshwar. It's a platform, online platform. And I just finished the design, the look and feel of the website, and it will be announced. And I'm very, very happy to share this with LUBM network and folks and the community. I'm very, very much interested, inshallah, as soon as we launch the platform, LUBM will be one of the first institutions that will be shared, the links and everything that they can share it with the network. So I got inspired this year, especially when I came back to Dubai after a long time of my journey, because I start my journey from Dubai. This was like almost like 20 years ago. And I started as a very, very small cashier in a fast food restaurant. So when I came back after 20 years, I feel that I'm very, very loyal to this country, and I owe something for this country, and I need to design something for anyone who would seek help in this country when it comes to career paths. I consider myself as a career catalyst. Perfect. So this platform and this initiative will be fully dedicated to provide anyone who would seek any help when it comes to career coaching and counseling, full material, PDF files, articles, and a lot of live podcasts.
Amazing.
So it will be the journey for me for the upcoming 10-15 years. All depends about my age. Yani. Hopefully yani, I will be of help for anyone who would seek help. Absolutely. Or answering any kind of inquiries or questions. And very, very motivated to tell you at the first time author that I had finished my book already with the name of Meshwar. Amazing. And it will be published very, very soon. I'm just finalizing all the logistics needed. Amazing. Hopefully, inshallah, it will be released very, very soon before end of September.
Can't wait to see it,
inshallah.
Can't wait to go.
Inshallah.
And we're sure that just like today's episode, that the book is going to be full of amazing life experiences that we can use for our own.
Actually, journeys. I didn't write any new things. Yani, there is no sign in the book. Most of the book is related to the previous models that I had went through and how it really pushed my career path and growth. So it's a complete practical experience, and I attach with every single module a great story. Whatever was failure story or a successful story that I had went through with my mentors, with my previous leaders and my coaches, which will gonna give and shed light about a lot of interpersonal things that we need to take care of, and we need to believe in ourselves. That are the secret formula of success. Absolutely. And this is the slogan of Meshwar.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And with that, we conclude yet another groundbreaking and insightful episode. Thank you for your input and your presence today, sir.
Mali, I was really, it was really a pleasure meeting you. And I was very, very happy to have this conversation.
Absolutely. I feel like, I've had a sneak peek or a shortcut to making sure that, I get some surefire secrets to success.
Yeah, and we are very, very ready as well. If there is any pop-up questions, we're going to be released after this podcast. I'll be very, very keen to answer every single question from your followers.
Absolutely, sir. You've given us a lot of food for thought, and I can assure you that our listeners are geared up and roaring to jump into the world of banking. Inshallah. To our listeners, if you would like to share your own experiences or ask questions, feel free to reach out to us on LUBM Middle East on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn, and we will share all the questions with sir.